Hi guys, hope you're all doing well. Today we are going to talk about something pretty close to my heart because I predicted it and seemingly no one else did. Um, yeah, we'll just get right into it. So to start with the pack, apologies for the bad mic as per usual. Um, I still really, sorry, just quickly, I still really like the way they do the lights on the energies and they're different every time. This pack, like, they've been really creative with the collection. I think it's really cool. I'm not expecting much from this pack because we got such good pulls in the first one. Um, I've only got four, so I might run out before I can get home and get more. The light on this miracle is really cool as well. I really do appreciate the art on on this collection. It will be a different collection. In fact, it's actually going to be a set of Japanese packs, and we got a foil here. I'm not a big fan of Darkrai, but it's cool. It's cool. Um, well, anyway, so the main topic of today's video is going to be Cloud9 at Worlds this year, which you can kind of see in the background. I will make myself small just because we're going. Actually, I'll make myself big until we start talking about NA playoffs. So, to set the scene, Cloud9 came in with a decent amount of hype from content creators, fans, analysts like I Will Dominate and LS, who are pretty respectable. They make out some really good points, and they definitely inspire me in the way I think about the game. I'd like to just quickly clarify because I feel like I might get a few more video views from this from people who don't watch me regularly, but I'm very much aware that I don't really have the credentials that some of the players have. Like I've only played a semi-pro level, which doesn't really count. I'm barely challenger. My mechanics fucking suck because I've got really slow reactions. Like I'm basically a granddad at 18. But I think I have a decent head for the game. But I can't necessarily back up some of my theories in the same way that someone like LS can or even Dom can. So you have to take what I say with a pinch of salt, and I do like to stress this quite often. And it's why I have a shitty mic that will be going soon. When I can go home from uni, I will be picking up my new mic that I've bought, which is really cool and I'm really excited for. So I respected them. I thought Cloud9 would be in trouble mostly because I didn't like seeing Sven on supports that couldn't also be played AD carry. Like if he wasn't Senna, he wasn't Ash, I didn't want to see him playing support. And I thought that against decent opposition, which he would get by virtue of being first Cloud9 being first seed out of North America, I thought that they would really struggle. Just purely on that. That was my full theory. I am a support player, so I tend to focus more on supports. And you could sort of, I think most people could see where I was coming from, but a lot of people it's not gonna be that's not gonna be a big enough issue. Like look at Fnatic, they've got Hillisang, he's having issues. I mean, I literally said myself after playing, so I'd rather see Rux play support than I would Hilly. Admittedly, we didn't 100% know that Hilly would be in this group, but still the point. And then people were like, oh, but Carrier, Gumayusi, like you compare them 2v2 versus Berserker's Ven. Berserker's Ven definitely have a chance because Gumayusi hasn't looked as good since MSI. You compare them with EDG, sure, they'll probably get slapped by EDG, but then people are trying to justify Flandre doesn't look that good. Fudge can definitely beat Flandre. And so people were definitely talking about ways in which Cloud9 could be good, and I saw their arguments, but I still predicted Cloud9 to finish comfortably bottom, which you can see if you watch my Pick'ems video. Um, so we'll just talk about them. I'm going to make a comparison with another team from North America in a previous World Championship, and it's a bit out there. I think it's a bit more severe than is what's really true. I did kind of say loosely on a stream that I expected them to be like this team relative to their hype and performance and the fact that they're first seeds out of North America and thus should have some expectations. If there's one thing I want to set for this group, um, it's this is a hard group because you just by virtue you've got EDG, Fnatic, and T1 who are three very strong teams. I would predict T1 to not look the Fnatic. Sorry, let's go back. I predict EDG to look fairly solid at any stage in the tournament. They wouldn't look out of place at finals, semis, quarters, groups. They don't look out of place anywhere. Fnatic, I wouldn't expect them to look out of place in quarters. They would look a little out of place. They would definitely be the team you'd want if they made semis, but they wouldn't look that out of place. Um, they would because they're a European team, but they wouldn't look significantly out of place. They wouldn't look like Mad Lions in semis, for example. Um, but they would look fine in quarters. T1, like their second seed out of Korea, like I don't think they'd look good in finals. Like there's like four teams I'd put ahead of them, which would be Genji, JDG, Top, EDG, and then like on debatable days RNG, even maybe Damwon at times. Like you see my point. Like they can make finals, but they wouldn't. It's probably not where they should be. But like that, it's a solid group. It's a very challenging group. So let's compare up with 2020 TSM. That's the team I'm comparing them with. I will just put a caveat. Cloud9 way better than this TSM. Like the only thing good about this TSM team really was Speaker and BB, and BB looked out of place and didn't look comfortable within the team. So, but we'll talk. I'll get on to like let's talk. We're talking hype and performance relative to what a lot of people were expecting, not quality of actual team and players. And I'm going to keep stressing that. And I know there will be people in my group, in my normal fan base, who will be pissed off with the fact that I keep stressing that. But like, I'm going to have to keep stressing that just to like, so the people coming in don't think I'm going. TSM are this 2020 TSM were as good as are as good as this 2022 Cloud9. They're not. But if you compare the group, Fnatic wouldn't have looked out of place in semis, so kind of equal to EDG, Genji quarters team, LGG quarters team. So like the group is significantly harder for for the current Cloud9. And I didn't see many people outside of deluded NA fans. I didn't see many people predict either TSM or Cloud9 to win their groups. There were a few analysts in like the LCS broadcast that have both said for both that they'd win their group. But you have to accept that like there's a level of which they're trying to drum up hype. There's a level to which they're trying to be like NA favored, and it's worth just constantly thinking about that when you like talk about what like an NA caster has said. Like when Cubby said Inspired and JoJo were like top five mid jungle Joes in the world. You have to remember he's trying to hype NA region talent agent rather than like NA talent because like Inspire's obviously not from NA. He's a European player, but that's worth keeping in mind. But like, let's talk about how they got here and how they developed their hype. Right? Let's talk about their qualification. So let's go into LCS summer. Where did Cloud9 finish in the regular season? Fifth. Let's talk about TSM. Where did they finish in the regular season? They finished fourth. So TSM within NA was better in the regular season than this Cloud9 team. Both teams had an underwhelming spring split in the sense that for Cloud9, they were expected to heavily win because they looked insane when they got it all together with Summit, Blabber, Fudge, Berserker, and Isles, and Winsome. But they had issues, but they looked solid, very, very solid. They were expected to win, and then they bombed it here, and they bombed it at the end of the regular season. So they came in with lowered expectations, especially with the fact that they had Fudge lane swapping back, Jensen coming back after a split off, and Sven role swapping. In spring, TSM equally had a disappointing split, with Kobe not performing in the way they were expecting. Dardoch, they had to make changes with him, having to take him completely out the side. But they actually did, like, they did as you'd expect based on their regular season. So there is some differences, definitely. But you come in and you see your team finished fifth in the regular season. Does anyone remember what I said about Isterus coming in? I said that they were not the strongest team. Oh, I need to make myself smaller. I said they were not. Ooh. I said they were not the strongest team coming from the weakest region, and that they would be doomed because of this. In the same sense, we can say this about LCS in both 2020 and 2022. In 2020, the strongest team coming out of LCS was this Team Liquid side. In 2022, the strongest team coming out of North America would have been this Team Liquid side. Both times, Team Liquid bomb. just both times Team Liquid bomb. Um, in multiple ways. Maybe you could argue for this season, EG were actually the strongest team, but then when you consider that Danny stopped playing once they qualified and wasn't going to play for the rest of the year, they're the second strongest team. So at best, Cloud9 are the third strongest team, and I think they are the third strongest team. TSM this year, let me just re-show myself the rosters. Probably the second strong, yeah, probably the second strongest team out of North America. So you've got that as a comparison. Cloud9, not the strongest team, probably second or third strongest versus TSM, second strongest. They get hyped based on the back of a playoff run that hides all their flaws. Like TSM, once they get flured by Golden Guardians, they go on this run where they get 1, 2 legitimately cool, like, this proves you're good wins. And then they have one close shave that they really shouldn't have, and one horrific win. But how did they do it? They did it by picking lots of Zillion, lots of TF, and just like covering in Syndra and covering all the patches, like all the issues their team has. Like Bjergsen, the number of times Bjergsen had to pull out the Zillion just to close a series, it was crazy. Um, in contrast, in 2022, we had lots of games. Let's talk about what games. What games proved Cloud9 could make Worlds and deserved to be at Worlds. One of their 4 games, and it was this one, where Fudge popped off, looked really solid on carry tanks and carry top laners and tanks, not carry tanks. But then let's talk about NA as a region. NA as a region were playing a meta that covered their asses. Like the number of times Zeri and Seraphine were picked just to cover a team's like major glaring issues. Like EG had to pick Seraphine to carry their asses in a series against this TSM team. Like TSM were not good. This is your third strongest team. So a week in NA, and this is what they pull out. They pull out this Cloud9. And to be fair, Cloud9 don't they don't deserve hate. They're doing what you should expect of them. The issue is that this isn't what was predicted for them. Like, I don't know if I can find this anywhere. Stats. Let's just see if I can find them. Let's go. WinGG, best pick'ems, third in their group, ahead of Fnatic. Um, Cheat sheet explaining it all. Okay, no, it's just explaining. Uh, okay, let's just see. Reddit lol pick'ems 2022. Let's just see. Best picks. No, nothing. Okay. I just want to see. I just want to see if someone's got like. I just want to see if anyone's got like Cloud9 being high. Considering Cloud9 wins worlds, like Group A is going to be EDG, C9, T1, and Fnatic because C9 always finds a way to get out of groups somehow. Korea almost always tops their groups. And Fnatic doesn't. My copium list is T1. I love that. I love that. T1, C9, Damwon, G2, Top, Rogue, Genji, 100 Thieves. It's so deluded because like JDG are the strongest team in that group, and then and then Damwon, and then G2, and then this group it should be Top. To be fair, that one's not bad. That one's horrible. Also, he did a brief RNG as well. RIL. See this one. Oh, like what? I'm sorry. I just want to see like how people come up with certain things. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Some of them are like fucking deluded. I would say this will be the popular order. Yeah, to be fair, that is the popular order. Like it's just interesting. There's no way 4 LPL teams make quarters. To be fair, TES are definitely trying hard. All Korean teams first, except TRX. Oh, it hurts. It's quite interesting. I'm just trying to think. Oof. Yeah, like it's quite interesting just to see what people are picking. Um, but I can't. Yeah, I haven't seen any. I was just trying to see like Cloud9 will win Group A. Cloud9 will win Group A. Let's just see because I want to find someone. Uh, mm, okay, maybe videos. Is there gonna be anything? Oh, that's not videos. There's nothing. I genuinely thought there was quite a lot of hype, but I genuinely thought that there was more than this. I guess I was wrong. I made a 16-minute video for nothing. I'm still gonna release it though, and the end's still gonna be awkward, and I still definitely don't want to cry or anything. And yeah, life's good, and yeah, so yeah, see you in the next one.